Good afternoon. It is really Sunset Sabbath. That's what I'm going to call this day, is Sunset Sunday. Sunset Sunday. And this is a word on this evening. And I'm going to address women on this afternoon, because I've had the privilege on today of speaking with several women, and I've had several conversations in this day. And one particular thing that was said that really just struck me is kind of being not odd, but I, from time to time, hear the same thing being said. And people like to say, you see my glory, but you don't know my story. And as I was speaking with one woman on today, I heard this come forth from her in a sense. You don't know what I had to go through. You don't know what, I've been through. And I just remembered some things in life that when it came to me, it was like, did I really have to go through what I went through? Did I have to go through all of what I went through? Because I believe that there were some places and there was something. There were some signs, there were indications that was given along the way to let me know, okay, no. Okay, you've experienced this. Okay, don't go back in it. Continue to move. But then there's something that's inside of us that will always cause us to wonder about what it is we're trying to leave. And what's so funny about that is that we really think that we can. We think that we are the answer. We have the answer. And so therefore we go back into something that wasn't good because we think that, we can make it a little bit better. Maybe if I do this time, maybe if I say this time. But as Maya Angelou said, she said, a wise woman, they don't want to become and should not want to become, somebody's victim. And upon my saying that, I got to read this because from the conversations that I was hearing on today, back in March, God gave me something, and it was inspired by two females that I dealt with. And I have to read this. And women, please pay close attention to what I am about to read you. These are my own words. I have a habit of journaling. I journal. The things that God download into me are even some of the things that just come at me, and I can just go to a place and I can, hear and I can receive. And from that place, I begin to write. And I'll encourage you also to start journaling, because as you find yourself journaling, you'll find yourself progressing. You'll find yourself looking back on what, you've come out of or what you've previously been through. And as you write it, you can see forward movement. Let's say it like that. But I really want the women on today to really, really listen. Hey, Hannah. Hey, Jess. I'm glad y'all tuned in. And trust me, I really want you all to share this. Because this is something I know that's needed. It was amazing that I could hear from the different ones that I spoke with today, but I'm trying to get us to a place where we can change our mind. Our minds have to change. We have to change how we look at things. We have to change how we view things. We have to change how we love. We have to change, our way of loving, in order that we'll be able to receive love. Please listen. I'm reading this to you, but I want you to understand before I even begin to read it. I want you to understand that this is what I wrote. I journaled this. You can see it. Maybe you can't, but I do. I journal, and I have to read this. Women, tune in. Listen. Well, the first thing I want you to know that the word lady is nowhere written in the Word of God. And then you'll find the word ladies only twice in the Bible. But you will find that the word woman is mentioned 361 times in the Word. And I want to tell you this. This is what I wrote. I said, there is a difference between a lady and a woman. All females at one point in their lives are ladies. And then there is another experience that a lady will have to make them or to mature them to become women or a woman. And a woman is an adult human female. Please, ladies, catch this real good. A female person associated with a particular place, activity, or occupation. Many females consider themselves to be a woman, and most of the time they only consider this because they know that they are female and consider themselves grown. So what are you saying? Am I saying that just because we have a number attached to our life, does that make us grown? In some places and cases, we find out that that's not the truth, because sometimes it takes, at all times, let me rephrase that, at all times it takes a mentality, it takes a mind to go with the age in order for you to be considered what you are at that particular time. I know people that have the number, but they don't have the mind. So therefore, they're in that, and other people will look and say, well, they grown, but they can't make grown people decisions. They don't have the responsibilities, although the responsibilities are there, but they don't take on the responsibilities to become that mature person. But keep in mind, women, I'm talking about the women on today. So let me finish. Let me continue to read. That is not what makes us a woman or women. A woman, according to the definition here, a place, be it in the home first, on the job, or out in various other places. She has a skill set for every place. Ooh. And she performs because she, out or in other various places, she has a skill set and she performs and adapts to the call of that place. A woman will go and be in any arena. And what she can do is she can adapt to every place that she is in. Why? Because she possesses a skill set. Hear me well. Hear me well. She answers the call, as I said previously, in the place that she's called, and she responds. So in other words, she always gives the correct response. Let's talk about adaptation and what we as women adapt to. We adapt to pain. Why? Because we are nurturers. We're able to adapt to pain. Only we don't let it be and outwardly. We don't let the pain that we can adapt to be known outwardly. And we don't let them know that there is hurt either. We don't let them know, we don't allow them to see our hurt. Why? Because we have a high tolerance for pain. I also wrote, I said, it happens more than once and often enough that we are able to identify with what pain is, and therefore we are also able to suffer in silence. Women have a knack. They have something that I think that's innate, and they suffer sometimes in silence. I wrote, inside the home, in his presence, in our closet, before his throne. That is where we go to recover as women. There is a place of recovery because we are nurturers, and nurturers have to be in place at all times to give what is needed. Yes, we do. We take bullets. We take it. But yet there's a place that we can go to when we take it, that we can be healed, we can be mended, we can be cured. Gotta finish reading this. I said, so therefore, since we have a place that we can go to recover, since we are natural born nurturers, I said, when we get out and when we go out to the world never knows. The world never sees the pain. The world never hear us talk about the hurt. Why? Because we had a place that we could go to for recovery. I said, all they see is strength, endurance, and they see the stamina of the woman. Now, here it is. This is something that's going to get a little personal for us women. So I want you to hear me well. I said, a woman does not need to let a man know that he has hurt her. You'll be like, you crazy. Man hurt me. Oh, I'm going to let him know I've been. Hear me. Just hear me. You don't need to let him know that he's hurt you. Why? Because he already knows. He already knows. But in order for the cycle of loving and leaving, hurting and showing it to stop, the woman, and this is what you don't want to hear, but it's okay. It is written. I said that the woman will let him go. Pray for his departure. Pray for his future. And pray for his change. That God will grant him the opportunity to recognize a woman, remember her association in every place, and her ability to respond and perform. As he has been the receiver of the nurturer. These men they know what's in you, and they have experienced, you have given it. Oh, as he has been the receiver of a nurturer, that from that day forth, this is what you pray when you let him go, that he will become a keeper. Of what? A keeper of what is good. A keeper of what is needed to complete who he is. So in my saying that, what am I saying to us as women? I'm saying we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard. Everybody's running around talking about, I know my worth. I know who I am. I know whose I am. And you still speak negative about the men, about the man. That's because you have allowed him to be a lad. You have turned him into a lad, L-A-D. This man that is supposed to be the one that supplies, the head, the priest of his home. Well, what do you expect him to do whenever you allow him to come into your home? You don't allow the union to be as it should be so that he could be held and you hold him to and he holds you to. But instead, you let him in and then you nurture him while he's in there. You supply for him while he's in there. And then every day when he goes out, you give him what he needs to exit. And he goes out. I'm reminded in this place of the word of the in the Bible, whenever the lad who had the fishes and the loaves of bread, whenever his mother, hear me, I said his mother sent him out. And I thought about that thing. She sent him out with what it was he needed to go through the day, that he would be strengthened so that he could do what was needed. So in other words, what I'm trying to tell you in a nutshell is this, when the mother sends a lad out the house and she has supplied what he's needed for the day, that's to help him to be able to do the work to become a man. You're letting men into your homes and you're turning them into lads. You are giving them. You are supplying for them. And then whenever they go out and they don't, bring back in, or they don't do what they should do as a man. Why? Because you nurtured him. You nurtured him. You supplied for him. You sent him out. Hold yourself accountable. Stop talking down about the man that you have turned into a lad. Hold yourself to a higher standard. That's because all of what God has placed in you as a woman, as a nurturer, you have to know how to respond, what to give, what to keep, what to give out. Because everything that we do as women, there is a return. There's a return because we as women, if we would stand fast, if we would really just hold fast to really being who we are and who we're supposed to be, you got to know this about yourself. If you want to talk about you knowing your worth, know what a woman does, not a lady. Know what a woman does and be that woman. And stop turning men into lads and then saying that they're no good, saying that they can't do this, saying that they're deadbeat. What do you expect when you bring them in, when you let them in and you supply their every need? You're not Jesus. You're not Jesus. Remember what he told Adam? Why are you trying to rewrite the word? You can't do it. He told him you will have to work. You're going to have to work, not come in here and live off of what I've been made to live off of, because I turned every man into a lad. And look at what I turned out to be and what I turned into and what I'm doing at this time. Women, this is not a knock. This is an eye opener. This is an eye opener. Hold yourself to a higher standard first. If you can just do that, then you will not allow anybody, no man. If a man walks in, a man he'll have to be, because a nurturer knows. And women, we are nurturers on today. I think if you don't get anything else out of this, this is what I want you to take. I want you to take this. Be accountable to yourself to be who you are. You're more than just female. You're a woman. And Jesus did meet the woman. Jesus met the woman. He didn't meet the lady. He didn't meet the girl. He didn't meet the side chick. He met the woman at the well. Anybody cup empty? Anybody ready to go and draw from the well? Anybody want to say, you know what? I heard that. I got that. And now, on Sunday sunset, I'm going to hold myself to a higher standard. And I'm not going to come down. Blessings, blessings, blessings to you. Yeah, Jess, you got to empty. You have to be empty. You have to empty out. And there is a place that God calls all of us to, that we are able to empty out. We're able to go before him, and we're able to go before him in truth. Blessings on this evening. And I'm not going to say I hope this, because this that I heard today, it made me go back in the stack. And as I did this writing in my journal. I journaled this on March the 21st, 2020. And here it is. It had to come forth. It had to come out, because what he gave me back in that time, it was for this day. I see that. And today's 26th July, 2020. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I could hear. And I'm grateful that it was already written. Women be women. Be the nurturers that we are. We got so much love to give. We got so much that's in us that we pour out. And just make sure that you don't pour it into the wrong. Don't pour it into the wrong vessel. Let's say it like that. The wrong vessel. Do not pour your goodness. Do not pour your worth out into the wrong vessels. When you empty out, let it be a place that not only can hold it, but let it be a place that what you've emptied, there's got to be a reciprocation. There's got to be a reciprocation. If you empty out, it's to be filled again. And every time you empty, it's to be filled again. We're nurturers on today. So take this. This is me. I am Cheryl Tabadell. And this is Sunday. As the sun has set, I call it Sunset Sunday. Blessings.